This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Maine gun safety advocates are launching a new campaign to put the decision on whether to implement a red flag law in the hands of voters next November. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with the executive director leading that charge to learn more.
The Safe Schools, Safe Communities initiative will save lives.
Nicole Palmer is the executive director of the Maine Gun Safety Coalition, the group working towards a citizens' referendum to help create a red flag law, otherwise known as an extreme risk protection order here in Maine. Palmer says the Lewiston Commission's report highlighted the failures of Maine's current yellow flag law.
Extreme risk protection orders will allow both families and law enforcement to petition the court to temporarily restrict someone's access to dangerous weapons while they're in crisis. And we're doing this because family members are usually the first to know when their loved one is in crisis.
Last legislative session, Palmer and other advocates failed to get a proposed red flag law over the finish line, so they're trying to bring the vote to the people.
The ballot initiative is about giving Maine peoples the opportunity to make sure that their voices are heard on this issue. And we know that the vast majority of Mainers want for family members to be able to initiate the extreme risk protection order process. The way that we are going to go about this is by having volunteers. We're hoping to have 500 volunteers actually on election day collecting signatures at the polls.
Palmer and her volunteers will need to gather 75,000 signatures in order to qualify for next year's ballot in November 2025. Palmer knows this will likely face pushback from both in-state and out-of-state opponents.
The gun lobby has already spent considerable money here in the state of Maine trying to prevent the passage of responsible gun safety legislation. I'm sure that this will be no different, but I think there's a difference now in that the people of Maine understand the stakes and are deeply invested in making sure that that our communities are safe.
In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A recall has been issued for eggs from Rainbow Farm in Orland following a salmonella outbreak. The Maine CDC has identified the consumption of those eggs as the source of the outbreak. At least 5 people have fallen ill and tested positive for salmonella after eating eggs from the farm. The Department of Agriculture, Conservation and Forestry is working closely with Rainbow Farm to address the issue. The eggs were distributed by the farm itself, as well as the farmers markets in Bar Harbor, Blue Hill, Northeast Harbor, Stonington, and Farm Drop. Anyone who still has eggs are advised to dispose of them or return them from where they were purchased for a full refund.
A Bangor man found guilty of sexually abusing a child will spend decades behind bars and under supervision. That is the decision handed down today in Penobscot County Court. 48-year-old Aaron Robshaw was sentenced to 20 years in prison, followed by 20 years of supervised release for sexually abusing a female child on multiple occasions between 2018 and 2019. The child was 9 years old when the incidents began. She is now 16. The judge said Robshaw's criminal record was a substantial aggravating factor in his sentencing, as was the effect of the abuse on the victim.
And I'm satisfied that 20 years, which is a very severe baseline sentence, is only 5 years less than the mandatory minimum for murder. I'm satisfied that that is adequate to express how bad this offense was, or these offenses.
The goal is, always has been and always will be, to protect children. And if that means incarcerating an individual for a long period of time when a jury has found that they've victimized children, then that's what we're going to try to do.
Rucci says the lengthy period of supervised release following incarceration also spoke to the severity of the crime and the shared belief that Robshaw is a dangerous predator.
A man pleaded guilty on Tuesday to burning the body of a man who was shot to death more than 2 months ago. Court documents show Mark Gagney of Cushing will testify against Jason Hewitt, who's accused of killing Kyle McDougal of Waldoboro back in early July. Gagney was the first person arrested in connection to McDougal's July 7th death. According to court documents from the Knox County Superior Court, Gagney was released from jail on personal recognizance bail in exchange for his plea. There is no date scheduled at this time for his next appearance in court. Gagne pleaded guilty on Tuesday to a felony charge of hindering apprehension and a misdemeanor charge of abuse of a corpse.
Well, the Penobscot County 911 Center is the busiest in the state, and right now they're only operating with about 2/3 staff. Our Callie Warren spoke with the dispatcher about how they're managing with the shortage.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Dispatchers are the very first point of contact in an emergency, and they play a vital role in ensuring prompt action by first responders. In Penobscot County, the Regional Communications Center is in charge of corresponding with 65 departments.
We dispatch for 65 agencies across Penobscot County, Hancock, and Aroostook counties.
And they're the busiest dispatch center in the state, with 70,000 calls answered yearly and a coverage area dispatchers say is the size of Rhode Island. But they're operating with about 2/3 of a full staff, a shortage that is adding to the collective workload.
So currently we're at 19 dispatchers out of the 31 that are available. So we're short-staffed, yes, but with overtime opportunities, we're able to keep it going. So we are running slightly short on most of our crews, but we're making it work.
McCarthy says the staffing shortage is not impacting service for emergencies.
Yeah, we're not redirecting calls. We're still answering all the calls that we're supposed to be.
And local first responders say dispatchers are doing their best to fill in the gaps.
There's an emergency call of any severity. We are notified of that promptly. They get us out the door.
McCarthy says it's a rewarding career.
That is similar to a firehouse or at a police department. It's kind of a sisterhood, brotherhood kind of thing.
If you're interested in a dispatch position, visit our website at foxbangor.com for more information. In Bangor, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Maine Public Utilities Commission is changing the rules for gas and electric utilities to provide better protections for victims of domestic abuse. The amendments apply to applicants or customers who provide an enforceable protection from abuse order to the utility. The protections include certain customer information not being reported by the utility to debt collectors and credit reporters. Utilities may not deny service or require payment of a catch-up amount, and they may not demand a deposit under certain conditions. The Commission now joins 7 other states that have protections for utility customers who've experienced economic abuse connected to domestic violence.
Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and hit pause here. We can peek outside, get a first check of our forecast. It was a pretty nice day, a little cloudy, but nice and cool. Wondering what the overnight's going to look like.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Our first weather today is brought to you by Pet Care by Lindsay. Pet Care by Lindsay is an in-home pet care provider servicing the greater Bangor, Waterville, Ellsworth, Bar Harbor, and Mid-Coast areas. All right, take a look out at that radar right now. Still dealing with that low that is just sitting just to the east of Boston, bringing lots of rain into their area. But for us, just bringing lots of clouds into our area. A few sprinkles here and there, but other than that, we are staying mostly dry. Highs today, a lot cooler than that was the other day. We saw highs only right around 70 degrees, upper 60s by the coast. We see 67 Bar Harbor, mid 60s by Rockland, and lots of upper 60s in the southwestern portion of the state. 69 right near Augusta. Millinocket did get right around 71 degrees, and then some upper 60s to low 70s in the northern part of the state. We do see a little bit of breeze out there with a northeast wind right around 13 miles per hour in Bangor, and seeing the same in Bar Harbor as well. Many areas right around that 10 to 15 mile per hour. So nice little breeze from the northeast out there for today. And taking a look overnight, we got some clouds, and lows are going to get dropping down into the low 50s for tonight.
Alrighty, Chase, thank you so much.
Indeed. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll be taking a look at some national headlines.
Stay with us as ABC 7 News at 6 comes right back.
Not all John Deere tractors look like this. Which is why we're here, to help you find your match. The right size, the right price, the right fit for you. We understand your needs. Together, we're unstoppable. Together, we're united. United Ag and Turf, your local John Deere dealer.
The longest lasting brand.
Toyota is the longest lasting brand. And at the Toyota Best Value event, college students and recent grads could get a $500 rebate over and above most other offers. Toyota, let's go places.
Mainers have been setting lobster traps for generations. But less than 2 years ago, they were this close to going out of business because of new regulations from Washington. Then Jared Golden stood up to Joe Biden and his own party to protect our way of life. Today, we are still fishing thanks to Jared. Some say Jared's gone Washington. It's true. He's gone there to tell the DC elites not to mess with us.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message.
Remember the fun of family game night with Monopoly?
I'm gonna put 2 hotels on Boardwalk. You can't do that. Really? Are you kidding me?
Well, now there's a new way to play with 2 new Monopoly tickets from the main lottery. There's a fast play game with a top prize of $250,000 and an instant ticket with bonus chances to win.
My turn again.
Hey, look at this. It's all the excitement of Monopoly, but with real money.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Call the twos. We win for you.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The FTC is sounding the alarm on social media companies, how they use your data and children's personal information. They're calling on Congress to act. Here's ABC's Andrea Fuji.
This morning, the Federal Trade Commission is calling on Congress to pass new privacy laws after the agency found social media companies engaging in, quote, vast surveillance on people using their apps.
You can almost bet that if you're using a free service, that you're giving up something to have that service.
The report is based on information gathered 4 years ago. Several social media and video companies, including Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, were ordered to explain how they collect, track, and use people's personal information, such as their marital status, income, and level of education. They found the companies engaged in broad data sharing and often couldn't keep track of who they were selling the information to. The report also revealed companies did not delete all user data in response to user deletion requests. And some companies used privacy-invasive tracking technologies to help sell targeted advertising. Experts say consumers often have no idea how much data is being collected.
A wake-up call to the public and the consumer that you need to take action and be aware of what information you're potentially giving up in order to leverage free services.
In recent years, some companies have tightened their policies. Just this week, Instagram announced privacy protections for teens. But experts warn changes like this may not be enough.
I don't feel like these companies truly have our children's best interests in mind. I think that they have themselves in mind for the most part. And so ultimately, it becomes the parents' responsibility to really dig in and understand what their children are using.
In addition to pushing for new privacy laws, the FTC is urging companies to limit data collection and delete user data. Google and Discord responded to the report. Google saying, "We never sell people's personal information and we don't use sensitive information to serve ads." And Discord disputed the report, saying it combines very different models into one bucket.
One important takeaway from all this, be sure to read the user agreements when you download an app to learn more about where your data might be going. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
On a street less than a mile away from downtown Camden, residents tell us they're dealing with major health and safety concerns over a rat infestation. According to residents we spoke with, the rat infestation developed after a man who lives on Chestnut Hill Street began throwing bird seed on his roof. They say what started with just birds being attracted to the seeds led to rats, and residents say measures have been taken to try to stop him going back as far as 2018. We tried to speak with town officials about the issue and what steps are being taken. We were referred to Camden's fire chief, who is not available for comment.
Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. Since 1996, Maine Preservation has released a list of endangered and historic places to boost local efforts to preserve those threatened sites.
And in sports, tomorrow could be a big day for Maine field hockey head coach Josette Babineau. That story right after the break.
Maine Paving is Eastern and Central Maine's go-to for all things paving. Maine Paving specializes in commercial or residential paving, grading, seal coating, and crack filling. And get this, refer someone that schedules a job and receive a $250 Visa gift card. Currently booking for this year.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Navigating health insurance can be so complex. There's no denying that. But at Community Health Options, our purpose is simple: provide our members with benefits they can actually use. It begins with a focus on helping our members stay healthy by offering plans and prices that fit their lives, while guiding them to receive the care they need. As a Maine-based health insurance company, we get what it means to live here. Community Health Options, made for members, powered by Mainers. Enroll today at healthoptions.org.
I'm a Republican.
I'm a Republican.
A Maine Republican.
Not one of those Washington Republicans like Mike Johnson.
They want to slash Social Security and Medicare.
And raise the retirement age to 70.
They handpicked Austin Theriault to run for Congress.
And they'll control him in Washington.
But Jared Golden works for us.
Jared will stand up to both parties to protect Maine seniors.
We can trust Jared. He fights for us.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message.
Maine Paving is Eastern and Central Maine's go-to for all things paving. Maine Paving specializes in commercial or residential paving, grading, seal coating, and crack filling. And get this, refer someone that schedules a job and receive a $250 Visa gift card. Currently booking for this year.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start with some football. It was a rough night last night for the New England Patriots, getting pummeled by the Jets defense in a 24-3 loss after a short week of preparation. The Patriots mustered just 139 yards of total offense against the Jets defense that registered 7 sacks on the night. It got so bad we saw rookie Drake May for the Patriots' final drive of the game, and he was sacked 3 times on that drive alone. The silver lining is, after a short week, the Pats have a mini-bye. They'll have 10 days until their next game, a week from Sunday, when they take on the defending NFC champs, the San Francisco 49ers. Head coach Gerard Mayo says that will be time for the players to get their minds right and get back to work.
Told the guys, this is NFL football. This is what it is. And we just have to be better. So the guys will be off the next few days. Told them to, get their minds right, get their bodies right, and then come back and be ready to work.
Honestly, just wasn't our night, I don't think we really did anything well, to be honest with you.
I got that right. Moving on now, tomorrow, Maine field hockey head coach Josette Babineau has the chance to etch her name in the history books. If Maine beats Merrimack at home tomorrow, Babineau will secure her 200th career win as a head coach. Babineau has spent 18 years at Maine and recently led her Black Bears to an NCAA tournament appearance back in 2021. She will become one of just 50 active NCAA coaches to reach the 200-win milestone. And when asked about it, she says it will be an emotional time.
I just think about all the teams, I guess, that I've had the pleasure to coach for 18 years of being here. It makes me emotional because I know the work that goes into that, obviously, and I'm just grateful for the terrific players that we've had in our program, everything that they give, to the program while they're here, and I guess it's just a little bit emotional for me.
That should be a big day that starts at 1 p.m. We head back to Orono now, where Maine football will face a former Black Bear quarterback for the second week in a row. Aiden Pereira was a sophomore on the team last season, backing up Derek Robertson, who Maine faced just last week. Pereira transferred to Merrimack College over the offseason and got his first start for the Warriors last week against Bucknell. He threw for 147 yards and a touchdown, while also tallying 31 yards on the ground. Maine head coach Jordan Stevens praised the young QB and knows the threats Pereira poses for his defense.
You know, a lot of respect for him and, you know, his ability and his work ethic, and just seeing him run around, making plays, running the ball, throwing the ball, and the energy he was playing with was, you know, impressive to see. So for us, it's knowing that, you know, he can make a throw really anywhere on the field. You know, so I think that just, you know, tells us that we got to do a great job caging him up front and then, you know, playing tight coverage.
Should be a good one. Staying with football now, it is a big night for us for Sports Blitz right here on ABC at 11. We'll have a few big games for you, including a battle of two Class C contenders as Herman hosts Hamden Academy, and 8-man large state runners-up from Greeley head all the way to Stearns to take on the Minutemen. Jack Webb, Doug Banks, and I will have all of this, plus many more games, highlights, and scores, and more at 11. For now, that is all the time we have for sports. Here's Chase Ropenack with your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you. Varney Ford is bringing this evening's full weather. Varney Ford in Newport gives 1 full year maintenance on every new and used vehicle they sell. Come visit them and see their huge selection of cars and trucks, because they are the nice car and truck people. All right, take a look at those highs today. Definitely a little bit cooler than it was yesterday. We saw 70 degrees for our high today here in Bangor. Lots of upper 60s south of us and to the southwest. Rockland in those mid 60s, right around 66 degrees. And we see Augusta in the southwestern portion of the state right around 69 for their high today. A little bit warmer in Millinocket, right around 71 degrees. And we saw some upper 60s and low 70s up north. We see Prescott right at 70, Holton at 69 for their high today. Still got mostly cloudy skies going into tonight, so we'll see lows right around the low to mid 50s, showing 53 degrees here in Bangor, 51 in Wesley. A little bit warmer by the coast in Deer Isle, right around 58 degrees. You can see this is where it's going to be a lot less cloud cover up north. Temperatures right in those upper 40s to low 50s near Millinocket, and then low to mid 40s by Clayton Lake, so definitely a lot cooler up north going into tonight. Going back into tomorrow, still got lots of clouds hanging around with that low pressure system to our south just sticking around, so expect only upper 60s for tomorrow across many areas across the state, even some mid 60s as well, showing Millinocket at 64 and Clayton Lake at 63 degrees. Could see some mid to upper 60s a little bit east of Bangor, right around 67 degrees in Wesley. All right, take a look at that temperature trend. Looks like it's finally getting into the fall-like temperatures throughout this week. Lots of upper 60s, even some mid 60s mixing there. So for the end of this weekend, we see Sunday high right around 68 degrees. Going into the beginning of the work week, 69 for the high. Then it starts to drop a little bit. We can see by Thursday a high of only 63 degrees, and then back near 70, a little bit above average by the end of the week on Friday. Taking a look out of that muggy meter, it looks like we're not going to be having to use this much longer, because take a look at this. Dew points well below 50 degrees throughout the rest of the week. Going to be very comfortable. We see a little bit of a boost going into Tuesday and Wednesday. Other than that, it's still going to be very comfortable. Those dew points only going to reach right around the mid 50s by then. So enjoy this while we are heading into the cooler part of the season. Now take a look at the radar now. We can see we still have that low sitting right near Boston, and it's just sticking around there, bringing lots of cloud cover into our state, showing showers just off the coast. But for the most part, we've been staying pretty dry, and we still have a chance for a few showers here and there going into Saturday, especially Sunday as well. Lots of cloud cover still over the state, and then going into Sunday, right around the afternoon hours is when we could see some more showers kind of sweeping through from the east. Looks like we're still going to stay dry. It looks like there are mostly going to be some isolated showers, but you never know. But for tonight, low right around 53 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and those winds are going to be very light and variable for tonight. Going into tomorrow, still mostly cloudy, a chance for a few isolated showers from that system to our south. High right around 67 degrees, and we could see a nice breeze still from the northeast around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Taking a look at that extended forecast, look at these temperatures. All throughout this week, all of us are going to be right around the upper 60s and then mid 60s by the end of the week.
All right, well, that is a cool down. Yeah. That is fall weather right there.
It certainly is,
All
and
right.
it hit us quick.
It did.
Yep.
All right.
Well, we'll be right back after the break with more. Stay with us.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride.
But I already paid.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
with his first vote in Congress.
His very first vote, Austin Terrio will put leaders in power hell-bent on
taking healthcare away from working Mainers.
Letting insurance companies charge us more for health care.
Cutting Medicare and Social Security benefits that we earned.
Terrio skipped work, but he still took his paycheck from taxpayers.
I think it's criminal.
Highway robbery.
I'm against Austin Terrio because he's against working people.
No-show Terrio will never work for Maine.
HMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
A family-owned and operated business since 1953, Hammond Lumber Company recognizes the value of their team members and the importance of employee satisfaction. Hammond is honored to have been named one of the best places to work in Maine for the 4th consecutive year, and Hammond was once again selected as one of the best places to work in New Hampshire by Business New Hampshire magazine. Hammond is always looking for great people to join their team. To find your place on the Hammond team, click on the careers link at hammondlumber.com.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think?
Ugh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Maine Preservation has come out with its list of the state's most endangered historic places. This year, the nonprofit's list includes Central Congregational Church in Eastport, which was built in 1829. It was turned over to the Tides Institute and Museum of Art after a dwindling congregation found that the list of growing repairs was economically not feasible. Kneisel Hall in Blue Hill was built in 1922 as part of a school and performance space for summer musicians. They say it's now regarded as the cradle of chamber music in America, but it needs significant repairs and upgrades. The Sangerville Town Hall also made the list. It was deemed unsafe by the town's insurance provider. Voters approved preserving it, but that carries a huge price tag and there is limited funding. And finally, Maine's light stations were deliberately built in harm's way, but Maine Preservation says they are more threatened than ever now. Earlier this year, storms ravaged the coast and left immense damage to our beloved light stations.
From now through Sunday, thousands will make the journey to the 48th Annual Common Ground Fair. Hosted by the Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association, the fair blends agriculture, crafts, delicious food, and fun events that can only be found in the town of Unity. One organizer who's worked at the fair for decades tells us what makes this fair unique is the sense of community.
We're all Mainers here. It's just, I don't know, something very magical happens here every year.
Press estimates roughly 60,000 people will visit the Common Ground Fair this year.
I've been dreading this day.
Finally tonight, I have some personal news to share with you all. This is my last day here at ABC7, and before I go, I want to extend my gratitude to the station for the opportunity to work here and to everyone in the newsroom who've made my experience here so special over the last 3 years. My thanks goes out to our fantastic production crew who work behind the scenes to put these shows on every night. And Beth, my special thanks to you. You've been an incredible mentor, teammate for me, and an even better friend. So thank you.
I think teammate and friend, it's hard to sum up, the kind of rapport that develops when you work with someone, not just work with someone 8 hours a day. I mean, you could work with people and pass them in the hallway, but you and I have worked together intensely on the shows. We've shared ideas, we've agreed, we've disagreed, but it was always all for the common shared purpose of putting on the best newscast that we can. Damn it. Keep it together, Beth. And it's been an incredible experience. You're an incredible coworker. I'm going to miss you a lot.
I'm going to miss you too.
Yeah.
And finally, to our viewers, thank you for tuning in to watch us bring you the news every night. Whether good or bad, it has been a privilege and an honor.
Yeah.
And I will miss it a lot.
All right, well, take us out.
All right, well, for everyone here at ABC7, thank you for watching. Take care and good night.
Tonight, violence escalating in the Middle East, Israel and Lebanon trading blows, plus the incredibly tight race for president. What the latest polls now show. World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Let's play Bob's Dare to Compare. Sam and Chris are hunting for the perfect small space sofa. Both have pop-up sleepers and hidden storage, but my Playdate has USB ports, built-in shelving, and a drop-down table with cup holders. Theirs is over $2,000, but how much is mine? Spin that wheel, Chris. All those features and my Playdate is still just $7.99.
Your case. You have a counterclaim.
Yes,
I'll hear it.
The case is I've lost work. I've lost people that have come to my home and been yelled at by her. Right now I take care of my son. That's what I'm paid to do.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. We're finished.
Parties are excused and they step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I've never seen a 68-year-old woman lie like Linda lies.
It's been a living nightmare. I have the neighbor from hell.
She gave me the car. We had an argument. She wanted the car back. I said no. That's all it is.
It's a terrible, terrible situation. I've been there 8 years, and he's been there a couple of months.
Oh, we're going separate ways. There's no doubt.
I hope we can leave each other alone, and we can just live our own lives.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
Maine gun safety advocates are launching a new campaign to put the decision on whether to implement a red flag law in the hands of voters next November. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with the executive director leading that charge to learn more about it.
The Safe Schools, Safe Communities initiative will save lives.
Nicole Palmer is the executive director of the Maine Gun Safety Coalition, the group working towards a citizens' referendum to help create a red flag law, otherwise known as an extreme risk protection order here in Maine. Palmer says the Lewiston Commission's report highlighted the failures of Maine's current yellow flag law.
Extreme risk protection orders will allow both families and law enforcement to petition the court to temporarily restrict someone's access to dangerous weapons while they're in crisis.